So welcome everyone. It is February the 28th, and this is a leap year. Tomorrow's the 29th.
Yeah.
A rare year. 2024, and we are working on the high heart chakra. Pull up the title page here. There we go. And as you can see, this is the fifth part of this chakra that we have the information that's come through. Part 5, the universal law of transmutation and dissipation, the 8th dimension, and prudence. And Saint Bernadette was the one that taught us prudence, and prudence was connected to the Halion chakra right below the heart as well. So let's see, what's my next slide here? All right, this is a reminder about the dimensions, that they're circular like a clock. And the most important thing is to remember our gratitude, to be in the middle in gratitude. And as you can see, St. Francis said the key, be in gratitude, so that those blue words, those little words, be in, can be connected to peace, to forgiveness, to faith, to trust, the blue of the mother, clarity. And then what St. Francis reminded us is to be in the position of receiving and giving at each dimension. So I won't go around it today, but it's just a reminder the dimensions are circular and they are the balance of the mother and the father energy, the giving and the receiving. And this was something I really wanted to bring forth because transmutation is really about being in gratitude. And this is the Hathors brought this information through Tom Kenyon, and it's brought me through many dark nights of the soul just remembering this. And I'm just going to read it out so that we can make comments on it. But it says, although it sounds ridiculously simplistic, the essential truth of these secrets is what you call joy, appreciation, and gratitude. Discover the things in your life, the situations, the people, your own thoughts and feelings, whatever gives you a reason for joy, appreciation, and gratitude. Cultivate this like a precious garden in the midst of poisonous weeds, for then this garden will grow and give you sustenance. Paradoxically, on many levels, not just emotionally and psychologically, but spiritually and even physically, when the power of joy, appreciation, or gratitude reaches a certain amplitude or strength, it can literally cause manifestations of physical reality. And so even in the darkest moments, if you hold the spiritual mastery to transcend fear and cultivate joy, appreciation, and gratitude, unexpected, auspicious moments and situations will present themselves to you. So I think, Steve, you've actually been writing about this.
Well, the Federation of Light talked about this, that I can't remember exactly what their point was at the moment, but it was almost exactly what they're saying here, that if you present yourself in this way, you'll burst through and manifest and et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
Yes. So I've been noticing it also with my own life. Like the more we're just grateful for the journey and for every aspect of it, every experience, good, bad, and ugly, it's us finding our self-worth, actually being in that space of gratitude. It can be difficult finding that gratitude, but it's there. And even just start the ball rolling saying I am gratitude, and it will just grow and grow. And Archangel Gabriel, when she talked to us about joy, said to fill yourself with my golden elixir, for it will permeate every cell, every pore, every organ, your blood, everything. Joy is the anti-aging agent of the century, and it makes you beautiful and radiant because there is nothing more beautiful than joy. So the color of joy, appreciation, gratitude, it's lightest yellow to deepest golden gold. So you can breathe that yellow gold, and it's a real healing agent. And remembering gratitude. Yes, Ken.
It's me.
Oh, Lillian, yeah.
One of the things that I've been thinking about is everybody uses contractions, especially like I'm instead of I am. And I'm thinking it's very important that we quit using the contraction I'm and instead use the words I am.
Absolutely.
I don't know how to say that. I don't know. I wish everybody in the world would quit using that contraction, I'm, because I am is so important in the world, especially now.
It's very powerful. And you're going to smile because the next slide is all about that.
Oh, good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And Darren.
That's an important point you made, Lillian, because words have a lot of power, and it destroys the power of those two words when you contract them like that. So you're absolutely right. They need to be separated. I am is much more powerful.
Thank you, Darren.
Also, no, you're welcome. I also want to mention that joy and gratitude have been mentioned as the basis for creation by several masters. So that is, I believe, true as well.
Sacred purpose really is, joy is connected to purpose. It's really gratitude for sacred purpose. The golden colors, we talked about alignment, creation, gratitude, self-worth. Like, there's so many that are golden. And that's why I'm always coloring the words for us. Okay, so thank you, Darren. And let's go to the next slide. And it's all about the violet flame, Saint Germain. I just wanted to give us a little bit of a reminder, but Saint Germain is the keeper of the I am presence. So he's really present now. And I am are, I believe, the two most powerful words on planet. I've heard that said. So it makes sense that Lillian brought that up. And this is a very easy way to work with the violet flame. So it works with transmutation as well. The violet flame helps us to make peace with our fears, our ego, to forgive everything. Within the action of torching is understanding of the old and knowing to let go everything that is not of love. When we take the higher condition of the divine flame, and you can use any of the flames, it can be Michael's blue or Uriel's silver or the violet. There's even a magenta flame that Jesus carries. It's a tri-flame. And there is a golden flame as well that Yahweh has. When we take the higher condition of the divine flame, we see our core issues and the false grids, our situational responses, beliefs and constructs, limitations, fears that we are not loved enough or cared for enough or powerful enough. So again, it's all beliefs and separation. This is a very quick way to heal. Heal your heart, hands on your heart. I always cross them. That's the masculine and the feminine, the way it crosses in the body. Violet flame to your heart. Begin with 10 minutes a day and grow from there. You are moving the healing through the mental, through the emotional, through the causal, through the etheric, into the physical. So every level is receiving the violet flame. Bringing the energy of the sacred flame to our sorrows and fears, the doubt, whatever is not of love, dissolves our core issues and the entrenched beliefs, the illusion. The violet flame is inspiration, transmutation, transformation, transubstantiation, that's remembering our divinity, forgiveness of self, others, situations. It is the fire within for burning away of all karma, past, present, future. It is passion, freedom, healing, and creation. The violet flame is the essence of the unknowable, at that point of conjunction and love creation with the mother, and a way for us to know the love of the father as well. So putting your hands like a crossover energy over the heart is realizing the essence of the unknowable there at that point of conjunction. So right over the heart, right over the tri-flame, and then allowing the violet flame to go through all the bodies and just breathing violet 10 minutes a day. It works wonders. Yes, Ken.
Well, I was noticing, because I tried this, and when I did, I feel really good.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. I recommend doing it every day, even before you get out of bed. You'll set yourself up for a really good day. Mhm. And you'll be healing yourself too at the same time. It's like it's very, very healing. You see this flame in the corner. You can also, if you're walking down the street and you see people that are really struggling, you can pretend that you're holding that torch and literally torch things as you're going along too. It is a very powerful way to work with the flame. Mhm. Okay, so then here's Michael's blue flame. So this is our working with peace and clarity, and then we've learned all about clarity with the mother. And it's just time for the divine feminine to rise in everyone, that peace to rise in everyone, that what has been suppressed here for so long. So we've got the vision. We're holding that vision with Michael. Okay. And here's the clarity to help us remember our original intent. We are receiving directly from the heart of the Divine Mother an expansion of clarity. So working with these colors, even consciously just remembering throughout the day to breathe blue, to breathe purple, the violet, to breathe emerald green, the love, and just send it out to the planet, out to the universes. It helps with everything. So blue is the color of hope, serenity, peace, forgiveness, trust, faith. We're learning how to believe that everything is on track. Okay, so the mother's clarity, it's an expansion energy. Think of it like waves. And it's all around the planet. It's spinning counterclockwise around us. The golden energy is spinning clockwise. That's our ascension spiral. But just know the letting go is connected to the mother energy. The counterclockwise, the clarity of what's not of love here. To bring in the peace, to be the peace. And remember to be just standing in the middle, watching everything in your divinity, in peace and gratitude, and all the divine qualities. Okay, so now this is back to the law of transmutation, and this is SK, Sanat Kumara, Raj. And he says, no situation, not for any of you in any reality, is presented to you simply so that you can say, well, this isn't fixable. That is the old paradigm. That is why war continues, poverty continues, hunger continues, because people say this is too big to be tackled. It will never work. And that, dear hearts, is not of truth. So no, yes, Ken.
You had mentioned earlier, I am as powerful, and what was the other one using A-R-E? Did you say that?
No, I've always said that I am, I think, are the two most powerful words.
Okay, so I misinterpreted what you said.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so then this was in the meditation for this law. We looked at our original intent. And SK said, did you come into this lifetime to experience love and no pain, or to experience exquisite partnership, or to shout from the rooftops the messages of love? So we had very simple, original intentions, and we wrote them on the walls in the Golden Temple in behind the heart chakra. So it's a good idea to fly in there and sit there and look at that and remind ourselves of our original intent. And he says, hold that intention, the intention of you and your life with the entire council of love, with the clarity of the Divine Mother's gift, with our beloved Sanat Kumara. And this is a good time to invoke the law of transmutation. And that will assist us in stripping away all the sludge, all the crust, all the brittleness, all the pain, all the hurt, all the disillusionment from our experiences, many, many, many lifetimes, and bring it back to the purity that it once was right now. So we've spent thousands of years mastering what doesn't work. We are masters of that. Now it's time for peace. And there's so many people joining in circle and meditating and sending energy into the collective for this to happen. And this law, the law of transmutation, really helps with that. And so breathing and blowing magenta, that is our mastery connected to the third eye, and see all the gunk, all the flotsam, all the illusions simply dissipating, disappearing, not disappearing onto the floor, but simply disappearing, for our beautiful intentions to begin to reemerge in such purity and grace. And he says, just let it happen. And then to look at the wonder and the creativity, the love that you brought to that original intention that was in alignment with the mother's plan and your plan. As you look at it, call upon the energy of clarity of the Divine Mother, the wondrous quality, the divine 13 blessings and virtues. Remember them of truth. And so here they all are: compassion, humility, fortitude, awe, joy, prudence, charity and compassion, more prudence. This is connected, this one, the clavicle is also connected to purity, hope, truth, beauty, compassion, more compassion, wisdom, grace, and purity. So just know, like, once you really work with them in your chakras, they're really embedded in there. That's who we are naturally. That's a beautiful thing. So just, we're learning all about them, we're anchoring them in so that we just naturally remember who we are. So here we are in the high heart with the law of transmutation and dissipation right here. Okay. So truth is clarity. And we're being asked to, as we begin to infuse our being with this clarity, so breathing the blue of the mother to show us intuitively in a flash and a knowing, it matters not what our next steps are in bringing forth this intention. Now that it's been transmuted, we're bringing it back to original purity. So you can always ask in meditation, what are my next steps? We're always working on greater, deeper and deeper balance. So that's the golden scales of balance connected to this high heart. And if you're wondering about purity, this is a quick little overview because I keep using the quality of purity, reminding us to bring everything back to purity. So Saint Teresa says, purity is a twin of clarity. When we truly embrace and remember our purity, our vision is clear. So that's that blue energy, but purity is very white. It's luminescent white. We know there is no separation, no matter what we have engaged in our journeys. So there's that gratitude for yourself as well. Purity is knowing our perceived missteps have been valuable lessons, teaching us what feels right and what doesn't, so we know how to proceed in clarity. The mother's purity is an action-oriented blessing, with us being involved in our collective ascension, getting our hands dirty, not shutting ourselves away, understanding and knowing clarity of purpose, ability, and movement with intent. We are here embodying the virtue of purity to look directly at inequality and lack of compassion, to help open minds and hearts to receive the love of one, and to lay the foundation for our collective movement forward in ascension. So purity is very much connected to the crown chakra, and that's the white light that comes in from above. Yes, Steve.
At Xenia, when I was in the presence of the cell, looking at the cell, the way that I felt in response, in the situation was pure and innocent.
Mhm.
Right? And it was such a relief to see that that's who I am, right? Instead of something sinful, something born in sin. I mean, just lifted a huge weight off my shoulders.
Mhm.
Pardon me. Of course, the experience didn't last, but at that point and afterwards, I knew that at my essence, I'm pure and innocent.
Mhm. Beautiful.
It's wonderful knowledge to have.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah. And
So,
I love that Saint Teresa says it's very action oriented as well. So yes, it's pure and innocent, but it's also it's a doing too.
best place to come into action from.
Mhm.
Innocence. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
like a child. Think of Amelia. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So all three of these, clarity, truth, and purity, are very much interconnected. And we do have a silver cord of truth that connects us to the heart of one. Everyone has it. There is no separation ever. It can never be broken. So, and we're all, if you connect into that too, more and more of your own, who you truly are, comes forth, connecting with that silver color. Okay, so this is the blessing and virtue of purity in my cards of balance deck. Loving who we perceive as our opponents, no separation, active participation in the divine plan, clear vision and balance. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into all these divine qualities. We get an expansion of them when we have the masters and the saints and the mighty ones come and explain them. So here SK is saying, in the beginning, there was only purity upon sweet Gaia, this planet. The creation was not a creation of illusion. It was not a creation of duality, polarity. Earth was intended as a playground, far more than even Sirius could ever be. And it was a playground of love, of delight, of pleasure, not hedonism, but pleasure of reveling in the magnificence of creation, of physicality. And it mattered not whether you chose to be Mount Olympus or a snail and then a human being. So, and I've heard lots of other things too, from dolphins to whales to a drop of water to a rock. So yeah, it was amazing. And it was coming back. We're bringing it back to that. So part of that creation, part of your might, is knowing when something is worth saving. And what I would suggest to you, my beloved ones, is that there is very little within any of you or upon Gaia that is not worth saving. So that goes back to our original purity. And he says, you have the situation of sunken treasure. And yes, I particularly use this example because of the channel, Linda, who all these messages came through, who lives on Treasure Coast in Florida. The treasure is filled with sludge and barnacles, but there is gold ingots and gems and rubies underneath it. Is it worth the effort for extraction? Yes. Now, you do not simply want to poof away or utilize the law of elimination to destroy what is valuable. That is not the purpose. The desire is to preserve and to bring back what was originally of such grace and beauty that it is worth anything to view it, to own it. Own it within yourself once again. And the ownership to your heart that I refer to is the ownership of your sacred self. So this is our self-worth. This is us in deep, deep gratitude for yourself, all your experiences, hundreds of lifetimes usually, or maybe, I don't, everyone's different, but we've been here many, many, many times. It's remembering who we truly are. So it's remembering the mirrors too, and getting to the core truth of who we are. So self-worth. And SK says, so I give you this law of transmutation. It is the cleanup law. It is the reconstruction. It is the beautification of the community law. And it is a joint project. What is required and the scope of what can be cleaned up is going to explode with your expanded clarity. this magnificent gift directly from the heart of the mother. So being really cognizant of the blue and just breathing it whenever you remember helps with our clarity. And he says, we are on call, high alert, particularly your star brothers and sisters, waiting, assisting to begin this reclamation project. And as the mother has said, it matters not whether it is a relationship, a planet, a pill. All are worthy, and we do not judge, saying to you that you cannot use the law, the infinite law of transmutation, to do this. There's nothing barring you from using it, from the smallest speck of sand to the largest galaxy. We are with you. So, and the most important one is us. Us remembering our self-worth, because once we're in that zone of deeper and deeper and deeper gratitude for self, that's one of the most important reclamation projects. All are worthy. And so it says, so it can be a good idea to invoke this law of transmutation for our own self-worth and knowing our value, because often that will bar us from transmuting the largest galaxy or even a speck of sand. So it's really getting into that knowing of our self-worth, our value. Own it within yourself, and the ownership is the ownership of your sacred self. So that self-worth. Be in gratitude, just like St. Francis said. Okay, so now this is just a quick overview of the steps to working with the law of transmutation. So are there any projects that anyone has been working on? For me, I've been working on family relationships. That's me every morning. I'm putting it in my hands and invoking. And Steve, you've been working on health.
Yes, yes. Also emergence, coming out more and more.
Yeah, good. Self-worth, like self-worth.
Yep.
Yeah, good. Excellent. Ken, have you been working on your health with this law? Yeah, good.
And you look normal.
As opposed to what?
Well, you look pretty beaten up over the last month. But you look absolutely normal now.
Yeah, you look good.
Huh? How do you feel?
Good, not bad. I would still like to be able to, I still feel a little bit weak sometimes, and I do get dizzy spells, but other than that, not too bad.
Okay, so this law is one that you can be using every day if you want.
I have been.
Oh yeah, awesome. Okay. Yay. And I would just keep going and keep going and keep going. Like I'll keep reminding us even when we get up into the other chakras to keep using this one. Paula, have you been working on something?
Well, I've been working, trying to help my son Chad for over a year. So
Yeah. Okay, good. And have you been using your hands and putting them in your hands like this, the way we were?
no, but I've been doing everything but that.
Okay. Okay, so that's why it's so interesting, because that's why I'm reviewing it, because I know we went over it last time, but we're going to keep going over this, and I will keep bringing this slide up because it's like a mini review of it. So what
Yeah.
we do is we cup our hands and place the energy like what he's saying is take it out of ourself and put it in our hands. So just, you know how Chad is in your field, just bring them out of the field and put them in your hands. And then as if we are creating a miniature stage or a dollhouse, we hold it within our hands as if we have just cupped our hands to take a fresh drink of water out of the stream. So think of water, that is the mother energy. So she's giving you her clarity as we're doing this. Our hands are in alignment with our heart. So see how I've got it here? So that it is in alignment with our core, and with the seat of our soul and with our love, because we do this out of love. Then we are invoking And when we invoke Sanakamara, Saint Germain, the mother, or a law, it is their agreement in accordance with the law. They show up. We hold the creation and we simply allow as if we are the observer watching a play. So you can, and then what I usually do is I just blow magenta, which is our mastery, over the whole little situation in our hands. And then just go about your day. But you can see how the hands, you want them to be in alignment with your heart. Whoopsie. We're in alignment with your heart. So I hope, does that make sense?
Yep.
Yes. Okay, good.
It absolutely does. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Ken.
Well, I was wondering if maybe we could make a slide of this and send it out.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Cool.
I can
Thank you.
email it out for sure. Yeah.
Or
Okay.
you can make a screen capture.
Well,
Good.
whatever. I mean, I don't know what you call it. Just that's a good idea.
Mhm.
I actually made a screen capture, so I'll send it to Kathleen.
Okay.
Of this?
Slide. Hmm?
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
Yep, that's what I do when I send out these and I make them, you know, the posting and everything. That's what I do. Mhm. Okay, so let's go. Okay, now here's Raj. He says, you are never presented with a situation, be it a relationship, an illness, a challenge that is not capable of transmutation. Let us be very clear about this. Now, there are times, okay, so some of these projects do take a while. Like Paula, I've been working with my kids for years too. So, and you'll see that that they shift, like they're letting go of stuff. It's hard to see sometimes.
Yeah, Chad's changed. He's doing much better, but it has been, yeah.
Yeah. So the more that we embrace the shift as well, I've noticed it
Yeah.
to the children and to other.
Isn't that the truth? As I'm changing and letting go, I'm seeing the reflection in him.
Yes, that's exactly what happens. So that's how important our own work is, our own self-worth, like really bringing that forward, and it will naturally translate to the children.
Right.
And sometimes it'll look like there's more disarray, but they've actually reached a new level, so then they can go deeper. So it just is the nature of how letting go works here. Okay, and then SK says there are times when after the transmutation takes place, and this is with a relationship, there is a cooperative, loving, joint decision to take a different pathway, but that does not occur until the transmutation has transpired. So that he's just talking about a like relationship right there. So again, he says, put the situation and understand all of you are dealing with many, many, many past life situations, vasanas, false grids, issues, debris, both on and off planet. So it's not even just stuff from the lifetimes here. And many of you right now are reaching a point where, in fact, you are clearing issues that never occurred on Earth. And that is also why it is so puzzling to you. So whenever we're, you know, working on self, just know it's a really big picture. And yeah, so you take it, you put it in your hands as if you're creating like a miniature stage or a dollhouse, and you hold it within your hands as if you have just cupped your hands to take a fresh drink of water out of a stream. That's a really important saying, because that is actually the mother right with you, working with you. Like just remembering that blue clarity energy to help with the whole transmutation. You're taking it outside of yourself. You're stepping back in effect, placing it in your hands, calling on us and invoking. And when we invoke, it is their agreement in accordance with the law that they show up. And it's a good idea to sit still while you're doing this for a little while and listen, because they always come with wisdom and help. You invoke our help, the law, and you hold it. Now, if it is an intense situation, such as a troublesome relationship, marriage, or a chronic illness, you may do this for several days, and it can take longer. but you will know when it is completed. Do not forget the mother is giving you the clarity to know. So you hold it and you simply allow as if you are the observer watching a play. You do not need to see every nuance, every article of clothing, every raised eyebrow, every stomach pain. You just observe. You can even take a break, come back, but keep it in your hands away, slightly away from your body. So if you were sitting, for example, your elbows are on your knees and your hands are out there some distance. But also notice as you are sitting, your hands are pretty much in alignment with your heart. That is in an alignment with your core, with the seat of your soul, with your love, because you do this out of love. So you'll figure out what the best position is, but you really want to be in alignment with your heart, with love. And when we're the observer, we're not getting caught in the other person's drama. We're just watching. That's why he says you do not need to see every nuance. You do not use the law of transmutation simply because the situation is painful or troublesome. You do it out of love. And so then you allow it to transmute. You will see it in physical reality. And then you may come back and say, well, then the troublesome part is transmuted. I no longer have my headache or the aches and pains. Perhaps I no longer need my medication. But now what I am going to do is transmute the situation into perfection. So you can continue with this law and get the situation to where everybody's, really feeling good about it. So you keep going, you take that grain of sand that you have stripped down to its purity, and then you create the pearl, which is beautiful, lustrous health, relationship, planet. No situation, not for any of you in any reality, is presented to you simply so that you can say, well, this isn't fixable. That is the old paradigm. That is why war continues, poverty continues, hunger continues, because people say this is too big to be tackled. It will never work. And that, dear hearts, is not a truth. So we're here to create. He gave us a list. This is a good one for I am. Lustrous health. I am lustrous health. I am lustrous relationships. I am lustrous planet. And it can be even plural on the relationship, or even with our relationship within our masculine and our feminine inside of us, which generally relates back to mom and dad. So really lustrous relationship within the self really is a great way to work on self-worth and self-love. And I put lots of the crown chakra lotuses in this slide to remind us all this information is embedded in your crown chakra. We all know this. We're just, this information is helping us remember. Okay. And so there's that golden gratitude again, remembering our self-worth. This is really, really what this transmutation law is about. And this chakra is very golden and pink for the self. Golden and pink, self-worth. Okay, so here's that review again. Basically, it's just cupping it in your hands, putting your hands in alignment with your heart, and invoking. But I will send out this slide to everyone. And Brenda, if you want to put your email in the chat after, you can, and I can send it to you too if you're interested. Yep, okay. So SK gave us this list of war, poverty, hunger. And then he gave us another list of health, relationships, and the planet. And sometimes these lists, they tie together. So it's interesting to see that poverty was connected with relationship and hunger with the planet. Hunger for love, poverty. Oh yeah, they're all lack of love. Well, of course they are. Oh, well. Work on love of yourself, a self-worth and self-love. Okay, so the desire is to preserve and bring back what was originally of such grace and beauty that it is worth anything to view it, to own it. Own it. Self-worth. Yes, Steve.
I just wanted to chime in that, as far as I'm concerned, that is all that's missing. If higher dimensional love were present here right now, people would just turn to the poor, the hungry, all that, and handle it.
Mhm.
So it will be handled in the future.
I know, but we're here to do it right now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that takes a stand. That takes commitment.
Well, yeah, but if everybody does a little bit, then it
Yeah.
will all get done. Whatever your talent is, go out and do it. Mm. Yeah. I've always said if we were all more into the volunteering spirit, we'd get this planet organized in a flash. Mhm.
We will too. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like it starts now, just doing whatever we can, whatever we're drawn to. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just think of it as now. Like I think I put that somewhere. Where did I put it? Yeah, I live in the now. I am the now. Yeah. Okay. So let's see, what time is it? Oh yeah, we've only got a minute left. So I think what we'll do is that was just a bit of a review, helpful. And then on Friday, we'll continue on with the law. But I really wanted to anchor in how simple it is to use the law of transmutation. And it's basically just putting it in your hands, aligning it with your heart, and invoking, asking for help. And at the same time, knowing you are love and worth. Mhm. And so that's the balance inside to create that reflection in our without. We really get it within, and then it naturally will be created without. So the work, there's so much work still for us to do on our own selves. Okay, so let's run at the end of these classes. We take 10 minutes and we send love out to the planet or whatever we've been working on. Mhm. So here we could, I'll leave this slide up, and even sending out gratitude, self-worth, the golden energy to remind everyone of their self-worth. Whatever you feel is the right thing to send out, we do for 10 minutes now. And the understandings from this class. Okay, so, oh dear, how am I gonna do this? So, you can put yourselves on mute if you like, and we'll see everyone in 10 minutes. Okay. So that's 10 minutes. Good. Okay. Well, that was an interesting class. Bit of a review, but handy to really anchor in that law. Any comments or questions? Yes, Steve.
That I was sending out love to the universe. I noticed that I wasn't really believing in what I was doing. And so, because I wasn't believing what I was doing, my breathing was more constricted than it needed to be anyways. The minute I started to invest belief in it, this is making a difference, my breathing expanded quite a bit. I thought, wow, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, believing, that's a big piece of it. That's the blue, the mother's blue. Good job. Thank you for that. Anyone else want to share? Darren, did you want to share what you were up to?
Well, I just wanted to ask you about believing. So how do you get to that point where you really do believe it in your heart?
Imagination.
It's a little like what the Federation were talking about, knowing, right? How do you know? I don't know, but I do know when I know.
But how do you get to that point?
I think from one's own creation, one creates oneself believing, because we know what that is. I mean, I have lots of beliefs, right? It's not as if this is a foreign thing, foreign phenomenon. It's there. So, yeah. But apart from that, I don't know.
Joy.
So
it's your joy.
Yeah.
Well, that plays a big part, I'm sure. Yeah, joy. Yeah.
It's one of those gems that's buried.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. How do you know when you believe? It's like believing in fairies. You believe in the fairies? Do you, Darren?
Oh, you're talking to me, sorry. Yeah, I think more and more, yeah.
Okay.
I'm starting to have experiences where it's starting to become a reality now.
Yeah, so there you go. It's like it's your imagination, but it's also knowing how magical it is here. Things are not as they seem, and the more we believe, it's fun and magical.
But I think you also have to have experiences that kind of bring that into your reality.
Well, just think of what it was like when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember that far back.
You can't imagine what you haven't experienced or don't know. I mean, you can't imagine that. I can't imagine it.
No?
What I don't know or have never experienced, no.
Oh, well, I have a big imagination.
Okay.
And I have a very vivid inner world.
Yeah, well, I have a big imagination, but that doesn't make it real for me.
Why not?
Well, because it hasn't been my experience.
That's too mental. In your heart, and they like when you expand into your heart, anything is possible.
Well, yeah, I'm working on it. That's a work in progress.
Yeah, so if you find that you're yes, go ahead, Brenda.
No, I was just if I could speak to Darren, what Darren's asking. That when Steve mentioned about that expansive breath, we don't sometimes use our breath as much as we can. I would suggest just practicing with 10 breaths every time you think of it during the day. And just all of a sudden, I think all of a sudden you start to realize that breath is giving you the knowing. And I try a circular breath pattern that I feel almost like, when you close your eyes at night, if you just start to think about the ocean wave going in and out, like in the background here. And, you just try, just practice with that breath. And I don't know, I've been amazed at what it can do for me. So maybe it can for you too.
Yeah, well, I guess I need to work on it a little more. I've only been working on it for 30 years, so I got a few more years to go yet, I think.
I know.
Young man.
I think I've got you beat.
Well, you could have, well, maybe your practice has been better than mine too.
No, I think that it's a simple little thing that can just, the payoff is amazing. And I don't know, I've just enjoyed that breath, and that practice is what has led me down a lot of different pathways.
Nice.
Well,
Beautiful.
thank you.
Thank you very much, Brenda. That's really good advice. Connecting with the breath, and the breath is also connected to the mother. Really, really believing in the mother. Yeah.
Creation,
You know,
creation, preservation, transmutation, breath.
Yeah. And when I'm in the reading room, I often will use the sound bowl and show people how the mother energy spins backwards and the father forwards. And it is so magical here, really, with all these understandings that are coming forth. We are just remembering. We're remembering who we are. And the more we drop out of the mind and into the heart, oh my gosh, anything is possible. And especially flying into that golden temple in behind the heart. That's, that really anchors us in our self-worth. Yeah.
And one taste of the love that flows freely in the heart changes everybody's entire outlook when it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's been so many near-death experiences too. You can just Google near-death. Oh my gosh. And the reason I think is for our ascension. People come back and they're like, it's so loving on the other side. Why aren't we being that here?
Right.
Out of all the shame, forget about the shame and the guilt and about these experiences, because we came to transmute them. Like, I'm working on some real deep stuff with my family right now, and I'm trying to convince my siblings don't need to judge any of it. Just be grateful that you came to do this work. It's extraordinary. And that we're like a team all together doing it. Nothing to be ashamed of anymore. Like, let's just do it and anchor it for the planet. Believe. I sound like a cheerleader.
It's an active choice to take those thought patterns that won't allow you to use your imagination and shut them down, right? And to go with it, and just believe.
Yeah. And remember that we've all had, most of us, I don't know about Steve, but most of us have been a fairy.
Oh,
So just know that you can fly. All of us have been angels. You can fly.
Conquer.
Yeah, you've probably been a butterfly, a dragonfly, a fairy. Yeah, it's pretty fun here. We're getting back to that slowly but surely. Okay, well, that was a really fun class.
Yes.
Yeah, and we'll be back again on Friday. We'll go deeper into that law, maybe a bit more review, because there's, Albert told us a lot about the 8th dimension. I'll bring some of that back to help us remember again. Some more reminder of prudence too. Okay. Well,
Thank you. Thank you.
you're so welcome.
Bye, guys. See ya.
Oh, it doesn't look like she didn't put her thing in the chat, did she? Her email. No. Oh, well. That's okay. I should have reminded her. Oh, well.
You need to stop the recording.
Oh.